This is ITV. Certainly the best.
The possible outcome of the meeting called by the acting president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, with political leaders, religious and traditional rulers in the country is what we're sampling on Viewpoint today. Good morning, I am Ifoma Igwe.
That he has had meetings with the traditional rulers from both the east and the north, and also met with the governors who are custodians of the various states. It's a welcome development. I think it's the right step in the right direction. To a great extent, the traditional rulers are the custodians of our local culture and traditions. They know these people, they are closer to them than even the state governments. But the traditional rulers are also under the state governments. And to a very great extent, the state governors have a lot of control in terms of security and otherwise, as far as control of their states are concerned. So a message has been sent from the federal authority to the state authorities and to the grassroots, as represented by the governors and traditional institutions. So I think the next thing to do should be religious organizations be invited, both the traditional religious organization, Christianity, those for the Christian food and the Islamic food, clerics and others, they should also be invited, so that they should also be preaching it in their own organizations or in their gatherings. Peaceful coexistence, tolerance, brotherly love, and the need to continue to sustain the amalgamation of the country in 1914 by law. That when you hear of wars in countries, a little spark can cause a lot of trouble and people will run helter-skelter. Take for instance those who are in the IDP camps. If you know the hardship and terrifying situation those people are passing through, even when we are not in the war situation, that will give you an inkling as to what war can be. So the experience of the Nigerian war is not expected again. Therefore, all hands must be on deck. Hate speeches, we must go against hate speeches. Any area or any direction hate speeches are coming from, the elders and the churches and the mosque and all of them should be able to rebuke it. We need ourselves, because no single particular region in this country is on its own. We are all dependent on ourselves. The south or the Niger Delta produces the oil. The northern region, they are in charge of 80% of the food we consume. So we need ourselves.
I believe the acting president was trying to put everything in place, and those are the things that we want them for. Nigeria has been established for long, and we kept the peace up to this moment. I see no reason, if we even have any issue, everybody has to go with the peace, so that Nigeria can be, we can collaborate together and do something tangible within ourselves. For me, acting president has tried enough, and I implore him to go further to establish that peace. Nigeria are one. They should not allow us to depart.
The meeting of the vice president with stakeholders in the term of agitating for the division of Nigeria will help if the focal points of the meeting are well elucidated to foster the unity of Nigeria, because Nigeria has remained one indivisible entity. Even the 3-4 year long civil war of 67 to 70-71 did not break Nigeria. At the end of the day, there was reconciliation and development came. We learned our lessons from past experiences. So I think that the meeting will help all the cards we put on the table to see that Nigeria as one entity is better than fragments of a confederation.
The move by the acting president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, in reaching out to various communities is a step in the right direction. The move is geared towards ensuring that there is peace and tranquility in the entire country. And of course, if there is tranquil atmosphere, would-be investors will come and invest. The acting president, to be precise, is to ensure that Nigeria is a haven of peace and security, so that we can have a geometric growth in terms of development, and then of course economic growth as well. And I also want to say that the man is showing magnanimity, because these unnecessary agitations from various quarters is uncalled for.
The acting president is a man of peace, and I believe with the support of the people, and all this while the government has been promising the people a whole lot, and they've not really been meeting to the people's expectation. I believe with the new trend of things now, if the people are really supportive, I believe Nigeria is one indivisible country that is a great country that has a lot of natural resources. If these resources are well harnessed and equally distributed to all the regions as soon as possible without being delayed, I believe the tension and the agitation will really come to an end, and Nigeria will start enjoying all those things that they ought to be enjoying by now. So it's a welcome development. I hope our people will really have the mindset to have understanding and patience.
We want to commend the efforts of the acting president, Professor Osinbajo, and his efforts so far in making sustainable peace to prevail in the polity is welcome. His recent meeting with the northern governors and other stakeholders is a welcome development, because at this period in the history of this country, we don't need such things, because Nigeria is battling with economic recession. We are battling with issues of unemployment and what have you. The issue of Boko Haram is here to be solved finally, and people are not talking about hate speech, telling a section of the country to vacate to that section. So it's not a welcome development. We commend the efforts of the acting president, and he has moved in the right direction.
We still need each other. When we divide ourselves, we need what you have, you bring to me. What I will like trade by what you have, you bring it to me. What I bring to you. It's just simple arithmetic. If you watch now, the rich is crying, the poor is also crying. Everybody is crying.
The meeting, organized by the acting president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, to further unify the country and to douse the tensions from all corners on the division of the country, has been applauded by most of our respondents. However, the call for government of the day to look into the agitations of some of these people has also been stressed. I am Ifoma Igwe. Good morning.
This is ITV. Certainly the best.